Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Phoenix Wright, Justice for All. In the last episode, we had completed the trial where Edgeworth had finally noted the strange card that Adrian Andrews was holding. And it sounds like he knows more about the card. Today, we're going to continue the investigation. We only have one more attempt to prove either that Matt Ungard, so many character names, to prove that Matt Ungard is in fact the killer or not the killer. We have to prove he's not the killer because Maya's life is at stake. Without further ado, let's get right into it. March 22nd, 5:24 p.m. Ooh, this is really late. Mystic Maya! Mystic Maya! Sniffle, sniffle. There, Pearls. I can't take it anymore. Look, it'll be alright. Everything may still work out. The condition was that we had to get a not guilty verdict. And so far, the kidnapper has kept his word, hasn't he? Kept his word and hasn't hurt Maya. And he won't because Ungard hasn't been given a guilty sentence yet. Sniffle, sniffle. Cheer up. We don't have time to stand around. We have to get going. You're right. Mystic Maya is in much more pain than I am. Yes, that's right. Hey, you guys. Glad I caught you, pal. Mr. Scruffy Detective. Oh boy. Looks like Detective Gumshoe has been dubbed Mr. Scruffy Detective in Pearl's books now. It's just plain old Mr. Dick Gumshoe now. And I came to talk to you, pal. But we're kind of busy right now. So what are you going to do from now on? What do you mean, pal? Well, you've been fired, right? So don't you have a new job lined up yet? Oh, that. What am I supposed to do now, pal? I don't have anything coming in at all until my next payday. What are you talking about? You don't have another payday. I guess that means I'm just gonna have to work here at your place, pal. What? You'll be searching for things that will prove Mr. Ungard's innocence all day, right? Well, yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna help you, pal. I've got lots of experience in investigating and watching over people's places. And I'm great at making really simple meals, pal. I'll take care of it all. I'm really expanding now. I'm gonna have myself a private investigator on the team. By the way, what's your best dish? Instant noodles, pal. Why am I surrounded by people who only eat cheap, unhealthy foods? That was the first time I've ever seen Mr. Edgeworth act like that. Never thought he'd say something like he didn't care if Miss Andrews killed herself. He said that? That's horrible. But because of him doing that, we got the truth finally. The truth. Miss Andrews' last testimony, I wonder if that was the truth. I'll give you that there was nothing strange in her testimony itself, but I still think there's something fundamentally wrong with the whole thing. You mean about that thing, pal? Why would you want to, almost need to frame Mr. Ungard? I couldn't figure that out from anything she said at all today. Then you're saying that testimony was a lie? Not a lie per se, it just feels like there's more here than meets the eye. Or that's what Edgeworth would like us to believe. That's such a dirty trick. Even that woman prosecutor was better than that. Franziska von Karma. Speaking of Miss von Karma, do you have any more information on her condition? Wasn't she shot this morning? Miss von Karma was shot today on the way to the trial by a pistol, pal. But she's going to be fine, right? I mean, Edgeworth said she was in stable condition, but... Well, she was shot in the shoulder, so she's okay and still hanging in there. They should be done taking the bullet out, so she's probably resting at the hospital. Which one? What? Are you going to visit her, pal? No. Well, I was kind of thinking about it. You've actually got a heart, don't you? She looked like she was being tortured to death and not being able to go to the trial today. So maybe it'd be good for her if you went and let her whip you for a bit, pal. Let's go let her whip us, Mr. Nick. Now I'm definitely not going. Let's see, the name of the hospital. The Hoti Clinic. Okay. Might as well go to the clinic. Never thought I'd come back to this place. Are you here to visit a patient? Wait a sec, you're... yes, I'm Director Hoti. Ho ho. Why are you still here? Yes, what is it? Can I help you? You can tell me. Yes. Director Hoti. Edgeworth. Yes, I'm Director Hoti. Ho ho. Oh, you're the man from this morning. Yes, what is it? Director, Franziska. How is Franziska von Karma? You don't need to worry. Yeah, she's in good hands. Because you see, I'm personally taking good care of her. Yes, yes, and the thing, that surgery, it went well. You have my gratitude. It looks like Edgeworth doesn't know about this director and his secret. She looks so pitiful, absolutely terrified. Yes. But I understand. Yes, her opponent was a gun after all. And when I snuck up on her real secret like, she would scream real loud. Yes. I see. But she's really cute too. When I do that, she'd whip me with her whip. Boy, I did cry like a baby. Yes, but I think I could get used to it. Ow! Go back to your room. You're so mean. You're so mean, my frisky Friska. But if you're too... okay. Yes, it's time for my IV drops. Yes. And what are those tulips doing in your hands, Mr. Phoenix? I knew I shouldn't have come here. I was shot in front of the courthouse in my right shoulder. But it's no big deal. This sort of thing happens all the time. I even had full intentions of running the trial this morning. But that would have been too much for you. There's no need to act tough in front of us, you know. Regardless, I was dragged here by that man over there. He was so unyielding, one has to wonder if he was simply interested in stealing my case. It was the only logical course of action given the bullet was still lodged in your shoulder. But by taking over the case, I found myself having to clean up after you and that irresponsible deal you made. I think I know what deal he's referring to. Miss Von Karma, you made a deal with Miss Andrews yesterday, didn't you? I don't know what you mean. In order to make sure you got your guilty verdict on Mr. Ungard, you told Miss Andrews to not testify in court today. I don't know what you're talking about. Do you have proof that I made such a deal? You're denying it? Looks like you were lucky, Mr. Phoenix, right? If I had been in court today, this trial would already be over. All while hiding Miss Andrews' own crime. That isn't my problem. Whether she had tampered with the evidence or not, I have only one objective: to find Ungard guilty of murder. The end justifies the means, Mr. Wright. The end justifies the means. Miss Von Karma, Adrian Andrews believed you when you said, if you don't tell the truth of what really happened, then Ungard will be found guilty. And what does that have to do with me? Because of that, she's now in danger of being found guilty herself. All because she believed in your words until the very end. That still has nothing to do with me. She's just a weak person, that's all. But you had to know she was... Ow! I think visiting hours here are about over. So if you'll excuse me. What's wrong? Why did she suddenly cut you off? Probably because she thinks I had the advantage in the argument. Edgeworth. What happened today in the trial, Edgeworth? That was not like you at all. I mean, I know you knew about Miss Andrews' condition. You could have made her testify as many times as you wanted, but to go that far? But she wouldn't testify about that until I said something. Listen, Wright, the courtroom is a garden of judgment. I am putting myself on the line when I stand in there. And that's why I made the witness do the same. It's only natural. By the way, Edgeworth, you were really angry in court today. That's rare for you. That card! Give it to me! Hurry! Do you have any idea what you have stupidly yet inadvertently done? I can't believe you hid this from me all this time. That card, what in the world is it? You mean this? Listen, Wright, this is top secret information. You absolutely cannot leak this. A special investigations team has existed for a number of years, but few know of it. I understand. Their task is to find the owner of this card, a man called Shelly the Killer. And just as his name states, he is a killer. An assassin, the best at that. An assassin was placed next to the victim at the time of the murder. Miss Andrews was carrying it. So who is this Shelly the Killer? The Killer is the name of a long-standing line of assassins. Reminds me of Hunter x Hunter, the anime. Long-standing. The name first appeared about 100 years ago, I hear. Shelly is the professional name of the third heir to the Killer name. So because his professional name is Shelly, he leaves cards with a shell on them. He has a habit of making sure to leave a card on the body of his victims. Why would he do something like that? We think it's part of his duty to his clients. His duty. If he leaves a card, then his clients can be assured it was he who killed the victim. It also serves as insurance against any charges being pushed onto his clients. The killer values the trust between his clients and himself above all else. It seems that this is one honorable assassin with a moral conscience. I guess that even honorable assassins can exist. So you think this assassin, you think he's the one who did the killing in this case? It would appear that way. The discovery of the card basically confirms it, don't you agree? Shelly the Killer, huh? I noticed something at the trial today. You were behaving in a very strange manner. Is something the matter? I guess I should just tell him. Maya, she's been kidnapped. Kidnapped? What does the kidnapper want? An acquittal. I see. I had no idea. I will prepare a rescue team as soon as possible and resolve this by tomorrow. But really? Did you hear that, Mr. Nick? Mr. Edgeworth is going to... Stop trying to console me, Edgeworth. I don't need your pity. Mr. Nick. There's no way you can find her. We don't even have a single lead to go on. There's only one way to save her. I have to get an acquittal somehow. That's the only way. Right, listen. You need to know something. Juan Carita was killed by Shelly the Killer. And the client who ordered the job is Matt Ungard, your own client. Please stop. I can't listen to you. I can't believe that. I see. Well, if you want to continue your investigation, you will need this. What is it? The hotel right now is restricted to police personnel only, as we are looking for any clues that might lead us to Shelly the Killer. But if you take this with you to the hotel, I'm sure they will let you enter. Allows bearers to freely investigate the crime scene. In any case, I must attend to the preparations for Maya's rescue team. We'll meet again if anything should happen. Now, if you'll excuse me. Mr. Nick, do you think Mr. Ungard hired an assassin? No way. I mean, he doesn't have the psyche locks. Yeah, I guess not. Maya. Please, all I ask is you make it home, safe and sound. He didn't have psyche locks when we asked him, did you kill Juan? We didn't ask, did you hire an assassin? I guess even kidnappers can be a little clumsy. Clumsy enough to drop a card like this for me. And even though he said he was an assassin, I bet he's just making that up, like how Nick does with everything in court. Let's try out the card trick with this card I just found. Sounds like I got the door open. Time to take a look around. Huh. What is this place? I got a feeling I'm not in the hotel anymore. Are those videos over there? Well, I'll worry about that later. For now, I should be looking for clues. I can show them to Sis and maybe get out of here. There's a framed picture sitting on the coffee table. It's a picture of a woman. She's kind of pretty. Looks like something's written here. Let's see. I think it says, with love, Celeste. I bet this could be a clue. That's weird. What's a figurine doing on a sofa in a place like this? I think it's a bear. How cute. But it's got a lot of cuts and slits on it. I wonder if it's some kind of puzzle or something. It's dark in here, so I can barely see, but those kind of feel like videotapes. All of them. Just what kind of room is this? Oh. Locked, of course, and it doesn't look like I can use the card to open this door. There's a little hole at the bottom of the door. If only I was a little skinnier, then maybe I could crawl through here. I've never seen a TV this big before. Now where's the power button? Phooey, it's busted. I would so die a Happy Samurai fan if I ever got to see the Nickel Samurai on a TV like this. I can't believe I just made a joke about dying, all things considered. Okay, so nothing below. And the speaker system's part of it. What is this thing? An antenna, I guess. And this is a VCR. There sure are a lot of electronic gadgets here. But what is an antenna doing here? Oh, this simply will not do. I can't have you wandering around at will. It seems that your Mr. Wright is truly concerned about you. He is? For now, I would suggest you remain cooperative. If you cannot, there are ways to which I can help you. Ways? You mean, dead men tell no tale is how the saying goes, correct? Dead? I'm almost certain I told you on our first meeting I am an assassin. You're lying. I mean, an assassin? People are not always who they appear to be. Nick! Mr. Nick? Yes, Pearls, got caught up in my thoughts about Maya's situation. Mr. Edgeworth has left, you know. I guess for now I have no choice but to believe in Mr. Ungard. But I think... I'm so sorry for the yawn. I think I should listen to his story one more time. Let's get going. So we're going to the detention center first. I like when it's linear and I can just go to find the people. Aww. I have too many questions I need to ask. But I'm Phoenix Wright, a lawyer for one of the... You're Mr. Wright, you say? Oh yeah, there is a message here for you. A message? It's from Matt Ungard. Here you are. What did he write? Is it something really important? I don't know. Well, let's see what it has to say. To Mr. Lawyer Dude, I've got something really important to tell you. Why do I feel uneasy all of a sudden? Oh, Mr. Wright. So, actually, I have a favor to ask of you. I have this cat named Shu. I didn't put a lot of food when I left the house, so he's probably pretty hungry. You think you could stop by my house and feed Shu for me, dude? My house is just a little ways down from the hotel, alright? This is terrible. Let's hurry. We have to feed his cat. Oh, I'm sure poor Shu's stomach is growling by now. Yeah, I guess. A client's request is a request. Oh, I guess I go to the hotel first. Alright now, Mr. Nick. Let's go look for clues. We have to. For Mystic Maya's sake. You shall not pass. Miss Oldbag, don't devalue my name and turn it into a gasp, you spiky-haired pettifogger. Because of you, I've been made to look like the bad guy again. Although I did get a piece of gum from Edgy Boy. Just as he promised. Something more valuable. I wanted Edgy Pooh's heart. It's all your fault. You've awakened the wild beast inside this old bag. Miss Oldbag, keep your hands off me. The helmet is airtight. No air gets in or out. No air gets in and no air gets out. Then why do you keep putting it on? Don't think you can get me with your silly questions. You're going to have to defeat me if you want to get by. First, let's just deal with this before we go. Maybe if I show her this letter I got from Edgeworth. If you would look at... What? You want me to look at this worthless piece of... Edgy Poo! Is that her perfume? Pheromone d'amour I smell? Let's see here. Would you please allow this unsophisticated young person to conduct his investigation? Yours truly, Miles Edgeworth. Yours truly. That man's good at flattery. Fine, but only because Edgy Poo said so. You understand. I just thought of something I have to do. Remember, no messing around. You do anything bad and I won't let you off the hook. Oh, thank God she's gone. It looks like she had strong feelings for Edgeworth. That may be, but you know nothing's gonna come from it. That's so mean, Mr. Nick. Feelings are meant to be told and shared. Ow! Every time we talk about love, I always end up with a handprint on my face somehow. So anyways, let's continue our investigation. And she's back. What now? One little thing before I forget. You can't go into Ungard's room today. Why? The police's main investigation team is going to be in there all day, you hear? I wonder if they're the team in charge of investigating the killer. So don't go in there. Set one foot in there and you'll face the wrath of Wendy Oldbag. Okay, let's head to living room. Ungard Mansion. Living room. Sure is dark. I'll go turn on a light. Who hangs a motorcycle from the ceiling? Wow, so this is what a star's house looks like. Must be nice to be rich. Come on, Mr. Nick, let's find Shu the kitty cat. Shu! I guess this is Shu. What a lovely cat. Hello, Shu. Teehee. Cat seems to like Pearl. Pardon me. May I help you with something, Mr. We're lawyers. Actually, I'm Mr. Ungard's lawyer. The Master's? Then you must be Mr. Wright. Yes. It's a pleasure to meet your wonderful self. I am the family butler, John Doe. Nice to meet you. If he had a butler, why send us over here? You must know all sorts of things about Mr. Ungard, right? Honestly, sir, I don't believe my master is capable of such a foul deed as murder. And, anything else? No, not especially. It is not appropriate for a lowly servant to speak of the master or his affairs. How typically butler-like, as it were. Mr. Doe, how long have you served at this residence? Well, sir, I would have to say maybe about 1 year. And, anything else? No, not especially. It is not appropriate. Oh, no. You know, I would have thought Mr. Ungard, the kind of butler, the kind to have a maid over a butler. That's a very cute cat you've got here. It is my duty to take care of him. The master rather fancies Shoe. And, anything else? I don't need this piece of scrap paper anymore. I'm afraid I must take my leave for now. We should probably get going ourselves. And yet already so accomplished a master of law, but there is also a lot to be proud of being a butler, in charge of the house and all. Thank you for the compliment, sir. People are not always who they appear to be. Now, if you'll excuse me. There's a small door at the bottom of this bigger door, Mr. Nick. I bet it's for Mr. Ungard's cat to use. Oh, you mean Shoe? The door, it's locked tight. I guess that's to keep nosy people like me from entering it. There are masks up here. That one in the middle is the Steel Samurai. The ones next to that are the Pink Princess and the Evil Magistrate. They fought many battles against the backdrop of Neo-Old Tokyo. Wow, really? You really know a lot about the Steel Samurai, Mr. Nick. I don't know whether to laugh or cry that I know more about that show than a kid. A giant bicycle is flying through the air. That bicycle, Pearls, is one where you don't have to pedal to make it move on its own. Really? Wow. But sorry to disappoint you, it can't fly. Oh, that's too bad. It's a very comfortable, spacious lounge area. I wonder if famous stars drop by and sit around and have a good time. In any case, I don't really belong here, do I? What is with me? I'm feeling inferior today. There's a giant cooking hearth here. That's actually a fireplace. How are they different, Mr. Nick? You know, I've never actually seen a hearth before, come to think of it. You should come and visit Fay Manor then. I'll show you one when you do. That seems to be it to investigate here. Okay. Let's continue into the building. I'm not getting good vibes from that door. Or from the butler. Looks like we're the only ones here. And yet the hotel seems so busy somehow. Probably because the police team is scouring for clues about the killer. March 22nd. Hey, city boy! You're still here? Reckon course. An investigative photographer eats or starves on her ability to snap up the scoop, yeah? And this hotel just has that aura of mystery. You know, like something's always about to happen. But do you have a camera? Wreck given? A photographer's gotta have cameras out the ear, like corn to the real pro, you know? So I'm hanging around here. Speaking of cameras and feet in the mouth, do you have mine, ya bread thief? Why can't you drop that thief thing already? Okay, let's see about her. I want to ask you about the night of the murder. What, you're really gonna shell out the bucks for the info I got? Lotta, you were loitering in this hall the night of the murder, were you not? Well, kinda, but brace yourself, Phoenix. Here it comes. I didn't exactly hang around here the entire time, you know? Followed a few stars around. Got a few autographs, shook a few hands, had a soda with a few of them too. Looks like she wasn't here the entire time that night. The security lady also wasn't in the hallway the whole time either. Guess that means there's no one who can tell us who came and went that night. So about the note that was inside your camera case. Oh, that ditty I wrote? Yeah. Can I believe what you've written? You mean the stuff about Ungard shoving his manager lady onto Kurita? Yeah. Well, I reckon you best not be believing that. Look, I sort of wrote that on a whim, you know? Right on whatever came to mind. Whatever came to mind? Yeah, when you get down to it, it's just a lot of random bull-doodles. Hey, what's with ya? Why are you staring at me like my grandpa used to? Hey, and why do you look like you suddenly got older too? Or am I just shrinking here? Ha, my baby, my $1,600 baby! What's with the red coat prosecutor anyhow? The guy told me it was evidence and refused to give it back to me. Well, that's kind of how it is. You're that red coat's friend, ain't ya? So put in a few good words for me and get me camera back? You want me to do what? Listen, Nag. Listen, Nag the real good... I am not having a good time reading these sentences. Nag the guy real good for about 5 hours and I guarantee he'll give it back. Why don't you do your own dirty book? Work. Well, I reckon it's time for me to get going. A tabloid photographer without a camera is just a tabloid, huh? Yeah, I guess so. Keep yourself together out there, you hear? I'm coming to see you in court tomorrow. Okay, I'll see you then. And you two there? And you too there, Lil Han. Keep up the good work, okay? Okay. Don't be picky about your food now. Okay. And make sure you do all your homework, you hear? Okay. And if you happen to find yourself a camera, make sure you bring it back to... Would you please just leave already? Okay, so I actually can't physically go to the other guy's room. Gatewater Hotel, Kurita's room. Oh. Mr. Nick. What in the otherworldly ghastly moaning? I hate evil ghosts. Wah! I don't think it's a ghost. Maybe it's a demon. Oh my god. Why? Who are you calling a demon, brat? Ah! Zoinks! It's the alien! Who are you calling an alien? Rat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat. Oh, it's just you, Miss Oldbags. What are you doing here? What is wrong with youngins today? What's wrong with you? I came down here to pay my respect to my poor Juan, and you're disturbing me. Please, talk to me about the night of the murder. Just one more time. I talked about it plenty at the trial. I was fooled, tricked, deceived by that fraud of a photographer and her note. She was loitering around here with that imbecilic look on her face. Okay, got it. And now hold on a second there, you little pipsqueak. If you're gonna take notes, at least make me sound better than that. Oh, alright. Now I've seen everything. But you know, I was working that night too, doing my job, minding my own business, so it's not like I had time to waste standing around here the whole night. I was wondering if you could tell me a bit about Mr. Kurita. He was the most popular star, you know, especially where it counts, in my books. But I heard he was lagging behind in the polls against Mr. Ungard. Well, that's just a recent thing. Bad luck and all that, you know. He was going to become a star he was going to become an even bigger star than he used to be. Look, just look at this mountain of presents. It's a show of the mountain of feelings all his fans have for him. Yeah, the mountain is pretty big and certainly nothing to shake a stick at. Mr. Nick? What is it, Pearls? The presents, they're all bears, right? She's got a point there. Isn't a single thing here that isn't a bear. All of Mr. Kurita's presents from his fans seem to be bears. Oh, that's because you can't think of one without thinking of bears. Bears? Why bears? You don't know? When my dear Juan was training, he fought bare-handed with a bear. He refused to give in and let the bear win, but after the fight, they became friends. Wow, what a heartwarming story. Look, it's just like those young people's dramas. I can't see those two tucked it out. Down by a river going, heh, you sure you can fight? You sure can fight. You too, bub. You too. Did all that really happen? It's all in his biography, bub. What a load of crock. So ever since then, fans have been giving him bears as presents. Yeah, nice bears. I'm Uncle Bear, and I say it's barely 8 o'clock. What in the infernal racket? It's one of the presents going off. Sounds like it's already 8 p.m. Way past your bedtime. That startled me. I thought I was going to die for a second. 8 p.m. That's the time when the award ceremony ended that night, remember? Time sure flies. Hard to believe it's been 2 days since the ceremony. The transceiver. Hello? Hello? This is not a phone. Maya, how is Maya? You haven't hurt her, have you? It seems you were not able to fulfill your end of the bargain, Mr. Attorney. I have heard the news. So it seemed my present did you no good. No, Mystic Maya! Mystic Maya! One more day, please. All I ask is one more day. I'll get a not guilty verdict for sure this time, please. I suppose if I must. I need that acquittal more than anything else. After all. Please let Maya say something. I want to hear she's alright. Alright then. A little... What's with the static all of a sudden? Hello? Hello? It seems... bad. Connect. Did the transceiver suddenly break? Excuse me. What happened? I don't know, all of a sudden it became nothing but static. Wow, Mystic Maya! Mystic Maya! Why did the transceiver suddenly break like that? I should probably have an electronics expert look at it. The sooner the better. Do I have anything new to examine? I don't think I'll have anything new to react to. No. Okay. So let's move back to the hall. Let's try to find the electronic expert. Criminal Affairs Department. Everyone looks really busy with something or another. And they're probably strengthening the evidence for tomorrow's trial. Hurry up with that, will ya? Pass the victims list around. You gotta be kidding me, there's over 100 people here. Mr. Nick? Is Mr. Ungard really that bad of a criminal? Actually, Pearls, never mind. It sounds like they're working on a different case. Oh. Welcome back, pal. I thought I'd make you a little something for dinner. That's nice, thanks. A rich man's luxurious full-course meal. Out of a can, that is. I'm sorry you went through all the trouble to cook, but I don't have the time to eat. Oops. Looks like you don't have a can opener, pal. You've got to be kidding. And here I thought you had already whipped something up. Oh, I know. There is one way I know I can be helpful. Ask me about anything you want, pal. Go ahead. Let's present to him the transceiver. The transceiver? Mr. Nick, you should ask Mr. Scruffy about that thing. What thing? Oh yeah, this thing just up and broke all of a sudden. It broke, pal. When I was talking to the kidnapper, it just suddenly broke into static. Sounded like this. I don't hear any static, pal. Huh. Maybe it fixed itself. That's strange. I'm sure it was making a loud static noise. Maybe what? Maybe it was electromagnetic interference, pal. Electromagnetic interference? So what is electromagnetic interference? It's something that happens when a radio wave gets mixed up with another signal, pal. When you put it that way, I don't understand what you're talking about. Like, for example, when a cell phone goes off next to a computer screen. The stuff on the screen gets kind of fuzzy and starts acting funny. Computer. It's like when you use a dryer next to the TV, and the screen starts looking weird. Oh, yes, the TV does do that. Oh, so that's what you're talking about. She seems amazingly happy at being able to understand this. So the room you were in, when the transceiver, when that interference to the transceiver happened, there's got to be something there that's sending out very strong radio waves. Something like a listening device or something. Speaking of that, where were you when it happened? We were in Mr. Kurita's room, the scene of the murder. What? That's it. I'm going to sneak into the precinct and get a bug sweeper. I'll meet you at the crime scene later, alright, pal? Wait, Gumshoe. Oh yeah, baby, it's investigating time. I'm on fire, pal. My fingers are itching to go. Yeah! We should be going too, Nick. Let's go. Okay, so I guess we're gonna meet him. I just have to get to the hotel somehow. There we go. And then back to here. If you can hear my doggos, it's because it is super snowing outside. First time in a long time. By the way, time of recording this, we are in January. I know that we are actually going to be April 10th when this episode airs. So, hopefully there's no snow outside when that goes. But, yeah, today it is heavily snowing out, and my dogs love the snow and love barking at it and rolling around in it, and it's really cute. Okay. You're finally here, pal. Sorry to keep you waiting. Do you have the, bug sweeper? Well, you see, I got busted trying to sneak in, pal. Then suddenly I'm staring at the precinct door from the outside, I mean, so yeah. I couldn't get the police bug sweepers. What do you mean you couldn't get one? We need that item. Calm down, pal. I didn't say I didn't get one. Just not the police's. Wow, so this is a bug sweeper? Looks a little broken. Hey, this was made when I was in elementary school, pal. Oh, by who? Me, of course. Seeing this sure brings back memories. Hey, don't look down on it. Sure, it's a little beat up, but I put my heart and soul into building this puppy here. Your heart and soul. It'll work, trust me, pal. It'll do the job. But you can't set the sensitivity. So it's going to beep at anything that gives off an electromagnetic wave. But isn't it better that way? Well, anyways, since I brought it all this way, might as well give it a whirl, right, pal? I'm getting that sinking feeling again. Okay, now I'll tell you how to use this baby. There's a listening device or some sort of bug hidden in this room, pal. I wonder if it's the bear with the glowing red eyes. We're gonna find it, right? Right now. First, let's turn the sweeper on. Next, move the sweeper around the room. Real thoroughly look. The sweeper will let you know how strong the signal is picking up, so keep an eye on it. Once you find something that's giving off a lot of radio waves, press the A button to lock onto it. There's a lot of things here that's going to give off radio waves. So let's take a good look at anything and everything that seems suspicious. Alright, I'm going to stand outside and keep an eye out. Give me a yell if you find the bug. Got it, pal? Oh. Well, the phone is the most common place for a listening device, I'd say. But let's take the receiver apart first before we get ahead of ourselves. Wow, you know a lot about electronics, don't you, Mr. Nick? Yeah, I know tons, especially when it comes to taking them apart. It's my specialty. I'll leave the fixing part up to Gumshoe. So is there a listening device in there? No, and I really thought it had to be the phone, too. Oh. Lamp, check. Listening device? Nope. There are a lot of lamps in this room, aren't there, Mr. Nick? Yeah, and they're all on. You shouldn't do that, Mr. Nick. Don't you know that's wasteful? I'll be more conscientious from now on. Yeah, the weird thing with the red eyes. What a lovely bear! Wah! This must be one of those fancy bear-shaped toy robots. It's a real robot? Yeah, it's a real one. Mr. Nick. Yes? How many horsepowers is it? How many horsies? Horsies? Well, look, it's a bear, so, Oh good, I can slide. That's the clock. Oh. This is a giant stuffed teddy bear, right? It's the biggest one I've ever seen. No, not yet, but this bear's eye is. Let's see. A perfectly normal stuffed bear with some really strong radio waves? Sounds like you found the device to me, pal. Let's dig this big fella's eye out and see what we've got. No, you can't. That's such a violent act. Ugh. No. There was a camera. It's a miniature camera, and it looks like there's more. There's a transmitter and timer. What emitter? A transmitter, pal. Oh, is this more of that high-tech stuff? Okay. So this tiny thing is a camera. Yep, that's a pinhole CCD camera, pal. It's a small, high-grade video camera mostly used in security systems. So it's a video camera. It runs on a battery which comes with it in a set. But there's no videotape in this camera. This is only the camera part here, pal. The tape recorder is with the tape inside of it is somewhere else. Somewhere else? The footage is changed into radio waves and then it's sent to that recorder. So it's sort of like a TV broadcast, isn't it? Hey, you know, you're right. Spy camera. Set to record the victim's room for 8 p.m. for 1 hour. Was running at time of murder. So we found our video evidence of his death. So what's a transmitter? It's a device that sends the footage the camera took to a specific destination. It's like a video version of a listening device, pal. Looks like it's attached to a small clock-like thing. Oh, that's a timer, pal. You can set it to turn the camera on and record at a certain time with it. You can set it for a certain time. Let's see, this looks like it was set to start at 8 p.m. and go for 1 hour. 8 p.m.? That was the time the awards ceremony ended. There's no date set, so it's been recording every night, I guess. Mr. Detective, how long has this bear been here? I'm pretty sure it's been here since the night of the murder. Then maybe this camera caught the murder on tape. And if you think about the angle the bear is at, it's bound to have a clear shot of the whole crime. So there was a camera in the bear's eye, and it was disguised as a present. And I'm sure it was here the night of the murder. It's pretty big, so it stands out pretty well in my mind. Isn't there a way we can find out who this person is? It's impossible, pal. Radio waves can be sent almost anywhere, so there's no real way to find out. Oh. I got it. But what? Hey, pal, let me borrow this mini camera for a bit. What are you going to do? I'm going to go around to the electronics shop and see if I can find out who bought this. But that's impossible. I mean, it's already 9 p.m. Leave it to me, even if I have to search all night to help find your man, pal. Oh yeah, baby, it's investigating time. I'm on fire, pal. My fingers are itching to go. Yeah! He's gone. Yeah. But Mr. Scruffy Detective sure is a nice man. He's pushing himself so hard, all for Mystic Maya's sake. It's a mystery how you always manage to do things in the most inefficient way, Wright. You'll have to excuse me, I heard your conversation just now. Edgeworth, what are you doing here? A rescue team has been created and deployed. I can't say I'm optimistic, but we have to move forward one step at a time. Thanks. Don't thank me yet, we still have to find her. So there was a spy camera hidden inside this stuffed animal, huh? You are one lucky man, right? Do you know this stuffed bear, little girl? I have no idea. Of course not. The maker of this bear is a very expensive luxury brand from overseas. It's completely handmade, and only a small number of these are exported here. What? The camera and transmitter that Scatterbrain Detective took off with him are dead ends. Things like those can be bought anywhere. However, this bear is different. By tracking how it got into this country, this bear can tell us who the buyer is. Can you really do that, Mr. Nick? Can he really? Well, I guess so. It's 9 p.m. I think I can still make it in time. I'll be taking this for now. I'm sure you have other things you have to do. See you soon, Wright. Wait. What? Why are you doing this? I have no interest in explaining myself to someone who cannot comprehend. But besides that, Mr. Wright, until court reconvenes tomorrow, you should concern yourself with this question. Who was the person that murdered Juan Corrida? The real killer? Do you really still think it was Adrian Andrews? To be honest, I don't know anymore. You still have a little time left. Find the truth, Wright. Everything begins with the truth. Juan Corrida's real killer. Miss Andrews' past. The kidnapper whose sole condition is an acquittal from Mr. Ungard. And this card, Shelley the killer. Maya, the only way I can save you now is to find all the answers to this case tonight. I don't understand what your real intentions are, Edgeworth, but as you said, all I can do for now is find the truth. And that is going to be it for this episode. So, this investigation was quite linear, but it was useful because now I kind of have an idea of the direction the story is trying to go. Thank you guys so much for joining me in this episode of Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney Justice for All. It would seem that we are very much going headstrong into this story. The butler seems to be odd. Matt is incredibly suspicious. He sent us to his living room to feed his cat when he has a family butler that's been working there for a year. Why wouldn't he know that? Why wouldn't he already know that he had someone to take care of his pet? I've been doubtful of Matt this entire time because it just he seems too airheaded. And even when we had an airheaded client before, they always seem to be aware of what's going on, and Matt doesn't seem like he's at all aware of what's going on. Even Maximilian Galactica, he was an airhead client, but as soon as we got him understanding, hey, you're on trial, he was like, I don't want to be on trial. This guy's like, I'm on trial. You'll do what you have to. You'll do it. And his reaction about the killer, when we told him that the killer told us to take him as a client, and then he instantly accepts. Yeah, there's definitely something there. If you guys are interested in seeing what happens next, stay tuned because we are going to be continuing our investigation next time. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and we will see you then. Later.